Oh my gosh, I've like forgotten how to do this. It's been so long. Hi, welcome back to my channel. It has been a minute, 2 years maybe, since I last posted anything, which is crazy, but there are reasons behind it. And I wanted to pop back on today because I'm gonna pick up my channel now, which I'm so excited about. But I think it would be a bit weird to just start posting it without explaining or linking my old channel and the old version of myself to the new one. While I explained to you, I thought I would do my makeup for the day, and I made myself a cup of tea. That's good, so that we can sit down and chat. I have also got my iPad, which I made notes on so that I hopefully don't leave anything out. When I first set up my channel, I did it and I was so excited. Nearly 500 of you lovely people followed me, which was incredible, to be honest, considering I'd only posted like 10 videos. Maybe people do it quicker, I don't know, but I was pretty impressed with that. I was thinking, wait, I'm on my way to like monetization, I'm gonna get brand deals. And then I was in Jordan and I got the news that my grandma had just been diagnosed with cancer, and she only had a very limited amount of time to, well, live, I guess. It was a pretty horrific time for me personally. I was extremely close with my granny. She would call me all the time. She like doted on me. I just, it was a hard period, basically. After she passed, I did a bit more traveling, obviously came back to Dubai, but to be honest, I think I was just still grieving, and that took me probably about 6 months to a year, because I just had zero energy for any kind of creativity. Like, I did not fancy doing anything. Like, I would think, oh, I'll vlog on this trip, take like my tripod, take like everything that I needed, and then I just wouldn't. I'd be like, I don't have the energy for it. I don't feel like it. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I just couldn't muster up any kind of inspiration to vlog, which was like such a shame because I'd loved it so much when I originally set up the vlog. And it had passed in the summer 2023. Then in the November, I actually met someone. I hung around Dubai a little bit more. I traveled a bit, but like not too much. I did a really cool train trip across Romania and Moldova. Went to South Korea, some random stuff like that. But in the end, I just didn't vlog any of it. And I was kind of thinking, okay, well, I'm just not gonna pick this back up. It got to the summer of 2024 and I realized how unhappy I was in my relationship. I realized that there was no picking me up. It was very much sort of putting me down. I decided to end that relationship. That was honestly a game changer, because suddenly I was like, I feel a new lease of life. I suddenly realized like, oh, I am good enough. I am, you know, capable of doing things. It's just I've been beaten down to think that I'm not, in such a short time as well. That was what was so scary about it. So the moment I left the relationship, I became myself again. I started having fun, and that kind of period for the next 6 months was just me sort of recovering from where I've been put down so much. And that was really, really nice. I had a lot of fun with friends. I traveled a bit. So then we get to the November 2024, last year. And I started talking to someone who I'm now with today, and who I'm about to move to Doha with, to another country with. When I met Rich, we met on a dating app, and at first I was like, I don't know about this guy. He's good looking, he's American, he was also a Christian, so I was like, I don't know, I'm atheist, like I'm not sure that this is going to kind of go anywhere. But he seemed really nice, and actually I said to him before we even met, because I was kind of done with like people just not taking dating seriously, I was like, look, before we meet I want a phone call. And he was like, absolutely, when are you free? We spoke that night for between 2 and 3 hours, and then we continued to talk every single night after that for about 2-3 hours. So we, before even our first date, knew so much about each other. He would definitely, if he didn't agree or something, say his opinion, but it wouldn't be in a kind of beat down way. There was no sort of like Of course, he joked around, but sometimes in my past relationship, I felt like they joked around, but it was actually because there was like a malicious sentiment behind it. It was just the complete opposite of what I just experienced. Like, the more me and Rich spoke, the more I was like, this guy just gets me and fits me and knows how to treat me. And I really genuinely believe I was put in that first relationship so that I would fully appreciate Rich, because it's just been a whirlwind ever since. We went for our first date, we started dating. He lived in Abu Dhabi, I lived in Dubai, and we started doing the whole long distance thing. In January of this year, he actually decided that with the difference in religions, that was the only thing that was stopping us being able to properly connect, and he decided it was too much for him. So he ended it, and I was pretty upset because I felt like everything else was so incredible between us. Like, why would you end it just because we're different religions? As far as I was concerned, that didn't even matter, and potentially in the future I could become his religion. I spent that week reading up about Christianity. I also spent that week seeing friends, being like, how on earth do you find religion? Like, I'm never gonna find religion, blah, 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 blah. And ended up having the most incredible experience of my life with Jesus. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that right now. I would love the idea of saying my testimony one day, because this whole experience was truly incredible, and I think stuff like that does need to be shared, but it's just not the right time right now. I then went to the Seychelles for a couple of weeks. Rich and I were still messaging, but we weren't like back together. We were just discussing, like, you know, what we're up to, like, how are you, just really kind of more basic stuff. We had a couple of video calls. I would kind of just say how I was feeling and what I was experiencing post this experience. We then, towards the end of my 2 weeks in the Seychelles, ended up having a conversation. Basically, we were both in agreement that we wanted it to work with us. And I arrived back in Abu Dhabi because I'd flown from Abu Dhabi because the flight was so ridiculously cheap. Etihad are doing some deals to the Seychelles. I arrived back at Abu Dhabi airport. He picked me up with a bunch of flowers, and that was it. Like, ever since, there has been absolutely there wasn't even a like, shall we be together? Like, we just have been. Like, it's like everything's just slot into place. And again, when I go through my testimony, hopefully at some point that will make more sense. I've never looked back, and I don't think he has either. Like, it's always just like, we're together now. Like, that it's just, that's what it is. That brings us around to, we carried on dating. We went to Poland, we went skiing in Slovakia, and then Rich got offered the role in Qatar. We had always said, like, at some point I would move to Abu Dhabi. I wanted to leave Dubai anyway. Just did actually a video on my Instagram saying as to why I wanted to leave Dubai. If you are interested in why I wanted to leave Dubai, then you can pop over there. But I was planning to go to Abu Dhabi at some point anyway. When the opportunity for Qatar came up, we really thought about it, because we were like, right, because we were a very new couple, we didn't necessarily want to jeopardize us or put ourselves under pressure individually or in a relationship. So we thought about it, and then we made the decision, yeah, we are going to go to Qatar. Everything started spiraling from there. We went to America so I could meet his family. We brought my mum to Dubai so that Rich could meet my mum. We packed up his apartment in Abu Dhabi and brought it to here in Dubai, into my room. It currently looks like a storage facility in my room. We've got the lorry coming literally tomorrow. Rich is already in Qatar, and I literally get on the flight on Monday. So 5 days time. And in the meantime, I'm going to stay with a friend in between the lorry coming and when I get on the flight to Doha. So it is all happening. It's all happening very quick as well. We're very excited. We've got an apartment in Doha that, you know, I'm going to be filming the whole process basically so that everyone can see, because I think people might be interested. So that brings you guys kind of up to speed with the backstory. With that though, when I was thinking, okay, I want to start my YouTube channel back up and start filming our lives, our travel, our move to Doha, I realized, well, that's gonna look so weird if it's slightly different content to what I had, and I've just kind of started again after 2 years, hence this video. I also got some feedback on the previous content that I did, that it was very quick, I spoke too fast, and people wanted longer videos. So I'm going to change the format a little bit. Going forward, my videos will be longer. They're still not going to be like these 30-minute videos. They're going to be 15 minutes maybe. The videos will include Rich. Obviously he's in Qatar right now, but when I get to Qatar, you will get to meet him. And we're going to be doing just fun vlogs, whether it's traveling, our lifestyle, moving. He's American, I'm British, so we can do lots of fun international challenges. So do leave comments underneath about what you'd like to see. I hope that the change in my content doesn't cause people to leave, but I understand if maybe it does. Hopefully I can grow the channel to really cool things in the future. We've already sat down and planned what we would like to do, and different goals that we would have from social media if we ever were lucky enough to have a platform. And what I really loved about him was I obviously felt no inspiration after Granny and after my last relationship, and he sat down with me and he's like, what do you want to do? And I said like, oh well, I sort of did social media and I really enjoyed it, but you know, it wasn't really that great. And I kind of mentioned it in my old relationship, and I don't know, it wasn't particularly encouraged. And Rich was like, let's do it, like rebrand, let's, like, I'm in this with you. And I just loved that he's not even, you know, a particularly outgoing sort of put yourself out there type person, but he would do that for me. And I just thought, that is so sweet. So I'll definitely be leading the way with it more, but he is so happy to be in the different videos I do and part of the journey, and that just made me so happy. So yeah, I'm excited to see where this can go now, and I hope this therefore makes a bit more sense. If you do have any other questions, pop them below and I'll try and answer through them. Follow me on Instagram, or us on Instagram should I say. It's at Rich and Jemima, because we're of course going to be going through things in more depth on there as well. But for the moment, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, which will be me packing up everything that you see around me when the removal people come to put the stuff in the lorry, and then it will drive over to Qatar. So yeah, happy Tuesday.